All right, now let's get a check on most of the markets we track locally and globally. Let's start with Africa now. We see the NGX there marginally up 0.08%. Not a convincing gain there we're seeing. We don't see any domination there by the bulls or the bears, but it's smack in the middle, 98,149 points for the all-share index. In South Africa, 87,060, down about 0.16%. Other markets we track in the Africa region, we see the EGX 30, that's North Africa, doing pretty well, 1.61%. Then for the Nairobi Stock Exchange, the all-share index, 114 points, 0.52, 1.09%. That was a close for Friday. But let's get a quick check on the FX, fixed income market right here in Nigeria. We have Senator Audu, fixed income trader at Axis Bank, joining me via Zoom. Great to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me, Laddie.
So it's a brand new week, and definitely I know the fixed income market is going to be buzzing this week. But what are you expecting for secondary markets this week?
Okay, the secondary market this week will be largely led by the primary market. So this week we have two fixed income auctions. There's the bond auction today, and there's the NTB auction on Wednesday. For the bond auction today, DMO is offering two bonds, the 2029s and the 2031s. Our expectation with regards to the results from those auctions is that we should see an increase from the last stop rate. To give you some color, for the 2029s at the last auction, we saw that close at 19%, while for the 2031s, we saw that close at 19.99%. On both those bonds, we expect rates to rise because markets, for a variety of reasons. Key among them is that market liquidity is very low at about 837 billion negative today. And the secondary market rates for those bonds are also significantly higher. So we do expect that both those bonds will close at higher levels today.
Right, and do you see investors, investor sentiment towards those bonds? Maybe we'll hear about oversubscriptions today.
We should be, because the amount on offer is quite low. As I said, on both bonds is about an average of 90 billion each, so 180 billion. The amount on offer is not significant, so we do expect that at least the DMO should see subscription to match that amount offered. If the amount were any higher, we might not have seen a subscription to match. And that's largely again because the market is illiquid at the moment.
Right, and definitely we know investors love those yields. But, you know, looking at what's going to play out, where do you see investors, piling cash into in the fixed income market?
Okay, because the yields are elevated, so to give you some color again, the 2031s were trading as of last week at about 21.7%. That's quite high for a 7-year bond. We do see some investors going for those long-end bonds. However, with some caution, largely because the exchange rate is still a bit volatile at the moment. We're seeing exchange rate at about 1,600, 1,700 levels. So we're seeing market players be a bit cautious on those bonds. We've seen some interest on the short end as well. That's for the treasury bills. We've seen some interest on the NTBs as well as the OMOs. The CBN came in the week before last at least twice to conduct OMO auctions. The yield on those OMOs being offered is not of 30%, which is quite significant, about 32%. So we've seen some foreign investors take advantage of those high yields on the short end while they gauge the trend, the foreign exchange trend, and see the next steps that the CBN will take.
Right, I guess this is the destination for the carry trade at this point. But thank you so much. Always great having your perspective, Senator Audu. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's get...